welcome to another RSR. Tonight, we are recapping the semifinals of the 2025 Concacaf Champions Cup. Reaction de las semifinales de la Concachampions de la Concacaf. And why am I wearing the Vancouver jersey? Because I was dead wrong about them. Or coping. I don't know which. But Vancouver is for real. They're actually a team, and that's why they won. Because semifinal 1, Inter Miami CF 1, Vancouver Whitecaps FC 5, Inter Miami CF 1, Vancouver Whitecaps FC 5. I was wrong about this one. I had Miami winning. And no, Vancouver's for real. Miami is fraudulent. Miami is a total Ponzi scheme. That's what they are. Miami is a Ponzi scheme. Vancouver's a real team. The reason why Vancouver won is they're a real team. Vancouver is a real team. They are 11 men playing for the same goal under a manager who they believe in, who actually knows how to coach a football game, a football match. Jesper Sorensen let these guys loose. Vanni Sartini held these guys back more than anything. Jesper Sorensen let these guys loose and knew how to push the buttons to make this team work, even without Ryan Gould. Miami, they're a bunch of frauds. They are a joke of a club. Messi and friends. Well, you know what? Messi and associates would probably be better because at least they all would probably play for the same goal. But no, Messi has his 3 best friends play with him when they're all washed to hell and back. Now, Jordi Alba did score in the second leg. Messi couldn't even do that. But they still allowed 3 goals at home, 2 in BC Place. So, you suck. Your defense is trash. And you play players that shouldn't play. Ian Fry is better than Cello Weingart. And you play Cello Weingart because he's Argentinian. Probably Messi's friend. Or at least enjoys playing with him. Fanboys every time he plays with him, right? You play Ustadi, who is a better goalie. I don't know why I went after him, but you play Federico Redondo instead of Yannick Bright. Why? Right. You get rid of MLS proven players to play young Argentinians and young South Americans because Messi will bring them over because they'd love to play with Messi and get their career going by playing with Messi. Guess what? When you're so damn fraudulent, that doesn't work. Unless you're Diego Gomez, but maybe you should have kept him because you probably would have done better. Vancouver Whitecaps is a good team. They are for real. That's simple. They know how to play. They play 11 men for a game. They go for it. That's what they do. Miami play like a freaking Ponzi scheme. They play set up for one guy to shine and make sure MLS gets eyes. Well, when you lose, they don't. Vancouver deserves this, though. They deserve this. I was wrong about this. I'm 0 for 1 on my semifinal predictions. 0 and 1 on my semifinal predictions. Vancouver deserves it. They were the better team by far. They absolutely kicked Miami's ass. And frankly, after the LAFC tie, this should have been a warning shot. Then Miami does the same damn thing they did at LA except lose 2-0, and they couldn't come back in Miami this time. And you know what? That is deserved. That is deserved. You deserve to lose. And Vancouver did what they were supposed to, and honestly, I am scared. Honestly, I am scared. Vancouver deserves the shine. That's why I'm wearing the jersey, but damn it, I'm scared they're actually going to win this thing. I am. But the good news is Sebastian Berhalter has 2 yellow cards. So he will miss the final with yellow card accumulation because they don't reset it for the final. Kind of like how LAFC lost Atuesta. Berhalter's honestly the guy who makes this team go. So if he can't play the final, and that is true because that's what Real Football Americas, which, I don't know, maybe they're lying. Maybe they have the wrong rules. But I watched the first half of Football Americas before I recorded this. If he can't play, Vancouver might lose down in Mexico. Because the good news is, if you want Vancouver to lose, because your team sucks and you still want them to be the first Canadian team to win the trophy, which they probably will take 30 years to do unless they call the pirate, but whatever. Semifinal 2, CF Cruz Azul 2, Tigres UNL 1, CF Cruz Azul 2, Tigres UNL 1. Cruz Azul advances. I was right about this one. They will host the final. 1 for 2 on my predictions, 1 and 1 on my semifinal predictions. CF Cruz Azul advances. They have a 1-1 draw in El Volcan. They score first. Late goal by Perata off the header leads to a away goal lead for Cruz Azul. They score a late penalty to advance and have the hosting rights to the final. But damn it, they really just choked out Tigres, really. It wasn't that pretty. It was an ugly series. Cruz Azul did the bare minimum. And I think that was because of the way Tigres plays. I don't think that was Cruz Azul sucking. I just think they took what was given to them. And they didn't do nothing stupid. So Cruz Azul advances. Boring series, but they did the job and they'll host the final. The final is CF Cruz Azul versus Vancouver Whitecaps FC on June 1st. The first day of hurricane season, the last day of the Champions Cup season. Haha, love it. In Estadio Universitario, the home of Pumas, we'll have this final be played by Cruz Azul and Vancouver Whitecaps. And frankly, I won't give you a prediction till May 30th, I think. But I know who I want to win. I know who I want to win. I also think I know who I think will win. But we'll leave that as it is. But Vancouver, they have a chance. They're going to Mexico, but they have a chance. If Berhalter plays, they have a better chance than they do without him. I'll say that much. Cruz Azul, you're our only hope if you're like me. If you want Vancouver to win, I guess Cruz Azul, you aren't their hope, but you're mine. So with that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you at 6:55 p.m. Central for Winnipeg Jets and St. Louis Blues. Live and review. Of course, the review after the Jets-Blues game. We'll review it after the live. And there we go. Saturday, Toronto FC plays. We'll see if the Leafs play. By the time this video comes out, we might know. Actually comes out, we might know. But by the time of recording, we don't know. But we'll at least be live for Toronto FC versus the Revs on Saturday and reviewing it. Sunday, there will be something. Whether it's a Blues Game 7, Leafs-Panthers Game 1, or a football match. And Monday, if the Leafs play Monday, then we won't be off on Monday. But if they don't, we're off Monday either way. So with that being said, I will see you tomorrow, or later today, then tomorrow, by the time this comes out, because this is a little bit of an early recording, but whatever. But I will see you later for Jets versus Blues. We'll see what happens. With that being said, I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. See ya. Let's have a good final.